Then we have The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and The Girl Who Played with Fire by Stieg Larsson, the first 2 books in the Millennium Trilogy. I have not read these, but I want to. Then I have Lois Lowry's The Giver, and I love the cover, and I just love this cover. And I've heard good things about it, so I really want to read it, so yeah. Then we have Barry Lyga, I Hunt Killers, which I haven't read yet, but I really want to. Then we have Cut by Patricia McCormick. I haven't read this in forever, but I really enjoyed it when I was younger, and I want to reread it. Then we have Walk On by Amy McLean, which she's a YouTuber, and this is her first book, and I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. Then we have, I can't get this out, but Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. I have not read it yet, but I want to. Then Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Haven't read it. Harkin by Caleb Nation, and this is a signed copy, and I want to read it, I just haven't got around to it yet. Maximum Ride: The Angel Experiment by James Patterson. Haven't read it yet. Then A Child Called It, and as you can see, this is a very worn out copy. I've read it many times, and this is by Dave Pelzer. Then The Lost Boy and also A Man Named Dave, all by Dave Pelzer. I own all 3 of these books, and I haven't read them in quite a while, so maybe I'll reread them. Then I have Anna and the French Kiss and Lola and the Boy Next Door, both by Stephanie Perkins. Love these books, they're so cute. I want to get Isla, but I haven't been able to, but I will eventually. Then I have Thirst by Christopher Pike, this Silver Lining Playlist by Matthew Quick. I've read this and I've seen the movie, love both. Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. Haven't read it yet. Divergent by Veronica Roth. Have not read yet. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. I've read it. The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold, and I'm reading this currently. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I have read this and I actually really enjoyed it. I was quite surprised with how much I enjoyed Frankenstein. If you've not read it, I strongly recommend it. It's really good. Then I have Vampire Kisses: The Beginning by Ellen Schreiber, and this is the first 3 books, Vampire Kisses, Kissing Coffin, and Vampireville. I love this series, it's really cute and I love it, and I want to get the rest of it. Then I have Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare. Those are 2 of my favorite Shakespeare plays. I also want to get Much Ado About Nothing, The Taming of the Shrew, and Hamlet, but I haven't gotten them yet. Then Pretty Little Liars by Sarah Shepard, have not read it yet. Unwind by Neil Shusterman, have not read it yet. The Heroine Diaries by Nikki Sixx. This is such a good book. You should read it. I love it. Then Night World by L.J. Smith, which contains Dark Angel, The Chosen, and Soulmate, Volume 2. I did not realize that it was a Volume 2, so I read it and I was so confused, and then I found out why I was confused, because it's Volume 2. We have, backwards. This is Alice in the Country of Clover, Cheshire Cat Waltz. This is basically the series where Alice was one person. This one is just about Alice and Boris's relationship, and Boris is my favorite character, and that's who I really ship Alice with, so I had to get it. Then we have The Secret Circle, which is The Initiation and the Captive Part 1 by L.J. Smith. I have not read it yet. I'm really annoyed that I got the TV show cover, but that couldn't be helped because the show was out and they were selling the TV show cover, and I wanted to read the book. Then I have The Vampire Diaries, The Awakening and the Struggle. Then we have Vampire Diaries, The Fury and Dark Reunion, and I have read all 4, and it's been quite a while since I've read them. When I read them the first time, I really enjoyed it, but I don't know how I'd feel about them now. I do plan to reread them eventually, but we'll... Okay, then we have Mars, volumes 1, 7, 8, and 10. The half-price book where I got them didn't have all the volumes, so I basically just chose the ones I like the most, and these are by Fuyumi Soryo. I'm probably butchering his name, but yes. I love Mars. It's one of my favorite manga series, and I also love the Taiwanese drama of it. It was a perfect adaptation of the manga series. If you have not seen it, I strongly recommend it. I think you can find it on YouTube. But yes, I love Mars. It's such a great series, so yeah. Then we have Dear John and the Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. I have not read either of these, but I've seen the movies, so I want to read them. Then we have The Help by Catherine Stockett. Haven't read it yet, seen the movie. Then we have Dracula by Bram Stoker. Stoker? How do you say his last name? Is it Stoker or Stoker? Someone tell me. So yeah. Then we have Veronica Mars, The $1,000 Tan Line by Rob Thomas. and Jennifer Graham. I want to read this so bad, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I love Veronica Mars. I got into it the show, I think, late last year, and I just adore it, so yeah. Then I have Balefire, which is a bind-up of a chalice of wind, a circle of ashes, a feather of stone, and a necklace of water, all by Kate Tiernan. Have not read the series yet, but I want to because I adore Kate Tiernan. As you can see, because I have her entire Sweep series, which I have all 5 bind-ups of her all 15 books in the Sweep series, which are in Volume 1 has Book of Shadows, The Coven, Blood Witch. Volume 2 has Dark Magic, Awakening, Spellbound. Volume 3 has The Calling, Changeling, and Strife. Volume 4 has Seeker, Origins, and Eclipse. And Volume 5 has Reckoning, Full Circle, and Night's Child. And I've read this whole series. I love this series. Volume 1 would be my least favorite because that's Cal, and I don't like Cal, but I just adore this series and I love it. Then I have Uglies, Pretties, and Specials, all by Scott Westerfeld. I read the first 2 a long time ago. I never finished the series, but I want to. I enjoyed it when I was younger, but I do want to reread it. Then I have The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I'll feel so bad if I got his name wrong. I think that's right. I can't get it out. I have not read it yet, but I've seen the movie and I really want to read the book. Then I have Wicked by Gregor Maguire, and the reason this is here is because it's the tallest of all my books, so I put it back here. But yeah, I have not read Wicked yet. Love the musical. Kind of bummed that I have the musical cover because I wanted the original cover, but what can you do? But yeah, I really want to read Wicked. So yeah, that was my... So here's a quick little kind of overview of my 3rd shelf, and this is where all my hardcover books are. So here we go. We're starting with, we have Audrey Waite by Robin Benway. Have not read it yet. It was cheap. It was at a library book sale, and I thought it sounded interesting, so I got it. Then I have Going Bovine by Libba Bray. I've been told to read a Libba Bray book, and this was at the library cheap, so I thought, why not? Then I have The Selection, The Elite, and The One, all by Kiera Cass. I read the entire series. I have very mixed feelings about the Selection series, so I'll just leave it at that. Then I have Hunted, Tempted, then we have Burned, and Awakened, all by PC and Kristen Cass. I have not read those 4 yet, though, but yeah. Then we have The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell, and The Land of Stories, The Enchantress Returns, both by Chris Colfer. I love this series. It's so cute, and I love Chris's take on fairy tales. I haven't gotten the 3rd one yet, but I want to. Then we have Mockingjay. See, I told you I had the rest of the series. There's Mockingjay and Catching Fire, both by Suzanne Collins. I love Catching Fire. It's my favorite of the series. Mockingjay was good. I just didn't like the ending. Anyway, then I have Revelations, The Van Allen Legacy, both by Melissa De La Cruz. I've not read those 2 yet. Then I have Elixir by Hilary Duff. I liked it, but I felt like Hilary's writing was a little weak and her characters were a little weak, so that was my only problem with Elixir. But I do want to finish the series because I know there's 2 more. Then we have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. You guys didn't seriously think I didn't have The Fault in Our Stars. So yeah, and I have all these little tabs too, so it's easy for me to find my favorite parts in the book. So then I have The Julian Game by Adele Griffin. Haven't read it yet, but it was cheap at the library, so I got it. Then I have Wake and Lullaby, both by Amanda Hawking. Have not read them yet. Then we have Rapture by Lauren Kay and Fallen in Love by Lauren Kay. Haven't read these. I have Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. Have not read it yet, but I want to desperately because I know everyone loves it and Fangirl, so I want to read it. Alice in Zombieland by Gina Showalter. I have not read it yet, but I want to. Then we have The Vampire Diaries, The Return Nightfall, The Return Shadow Sold, and The Return Midnight, all by L.J. Smith. Have not read... I've read Return Nightfall, but I haven't read Shadow Sold and Midnight yet. There you go. Then we have Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma, which I haven't read yet, but I want to. Then I have Extras by Scott Westerfeld. Haven't read. Then we have Blood Red Road by Moira Young. I've heard good things about it, and I want to read it. Then we have The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Stieg Larsson. have not read it. J.K. Rowling's A Casual Vacancy, haven't read it yet. Then these are just kind of some miscellaneous books. This is a book that I had to read last semester called Less Than Human. It's about dehumanization in the world. Then we have Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Philosophy on Cherry Street, which is the very first book I ever read. Then Downton Abbey, the complete scripts, which is basically all the scripts from season 1 of Downton Abbey. Then Doctor Who Character Encyclopedia, and then you can't see it back here, but V for Vendetta. And the reason this isn't up there is because I didn't think about it, so I just put it down here. So yeah. So we're gonna do this real quick. So clear up here, we have The Walking Dead Compendium number 1. If you can hear me. Then we have the graphic novels of Twilight, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Then we have Twilight, my battered copy of Twilight. Then New Moon, The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn, the official illustrated guide, and The Host, all by Stephanie Meyer. So yeah. And then we have some other miscellaneous things over here. My scrapbook, some Dr. Seuss and Disney books. An Elle magazine with Kristen Stewart on the cover, Vogue with Adele, and another Vogue with Rooney Mara, some yearbooks. So now, that is the end of my bookshelf tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, so that's it. Like, favorite, and comment, subscribe. Till next time, bye guys.